How many games y'all gonna win this fall?
It's a very important question in Fayetteville, Arkansas. Let me take my shoes off. Let me get comfortable. And it's 4.5 on the win total. Whew. Tom, we got Taylen Green in from Boise State. We've got Bobby Petrino in from Texas A&M. What do we do here with the Hogs? Besides call them, obviously.
We got Tom.
Is Tom muted?
We got Tom.
Yeah, we did.
Wow!
Whoa!
Wow! This is quite the show.
Ghost
I'm just, I'm a team player trying to make you feel better. That's all.
You.
Trying to uplift my teammates. I'm going under. I 4.5 is just a little too high for me. Like I look at the schedule. Okay, they're going to beat Arkansas Pine Bluff. I think they're going to beat UAB. I think, and then you go through the rest of the schedule. They'll beat Louisiana Tech. So they have to win 2 SEC games at Auburn versus Texas A&M and Arlington, Tennessee at home, LSU at home, at Mississippi State, Ole Miss, Texas, and at Mizzou. Like how many of those? Oh, and then there's also the Oklahoma State non-con game on the road. Like how many of those games do you look at this Arkansas team right now in this situation that they're in and feel overly confident that they are going to win those? It's like maybe they could. 3? All right, so I'm going to guess Mississippi State on the road is 1.
Oh, I'm sorry. No, you're correct. Not that many. Sorry.
Yeah, okay. I was going to know. I was about
of those. Yeah.
But like the winnable games are on the road, and they get like really tough games at home that it's going to cost them that kind of advantage. So it's just hard for me to see a path to 5 wins for this team. Like I could see 4-8. Honestly, I have them closer to 3-9 than 4-8. So I'm pretty comfortably under here.
I'm over here, which surprised me a little bit. I don't think they're particularly good. I do think they have a bit of an identity, though. And I just think I have some opinions on some of the teams they play, which makes me like them a little bit more. It's not like it's something that I'm actively, betting here, but I think this team will have an identity of a pretty hard-nosed, run the football, big offensive line, run Taylen Green, slow pace games, grind it out. And they've got a lot of size on defense. So there are some games on the schedule I think match up pretty well with that. I like their depth along the lines of scrimmage much better than I do Mississippi State. And you're getting that game in late October. So maybe that comes into play a little bit there. But to me, that you got Pine Bluff, UAB, and La Tech. If you lose any of those, like the staff's getting fired, right? Like those are just non-negotiable. So that gives me 3. And then they got to get 2 more. And that's not as easy as it sounds, as Tom just detailed. But I just think it's a little more likely than Tom does. Not really a huge edge, but that's just how it worked out for me. I'm going to go over on the Hogs.
I'm embracing the Hog. I'm embracing it. I had them for 3 and even 4. I gave them a win in Starkville year 1 for Jeff Levy. I think that could be more of a rebuild year for them. I don't think the Oklahoma State game is out of the question early in the season. Telling you, the physical defense that you're talking about, Oklahoma State, fairly one-dimensional, running Ollie Gordon. We'll have to see what Alan Bowman's capable of. We remembered last year how rough of a start Oklahoma State got off to. I know it's at home. I know Arkansas will be an underdog. I don't count it out as a just an automatic dub just yet for Oklahoma State. So I'm going over. I had them for 4 and only needing 1 more 4 wins because I gave him that Mississippi State one. So I'm going to say over. And I think Taylen Green, he's my one concern about him. Again, one of these all bets off the table. He is a skinny dude. He can run. He can flat out run. I worry a little bit about his health. But I think they're going to be a little bit more balanced with Petrino there. And I think they're going to be more physical on the defensive side of the ball. And I do think the team, like as much as we talk about, that's what, again, if some of these early ones go their way, I think there could be more buy-in. It concerns me a little bit, some of those late, like if it does fall off the rails and the coaches and the staff is in the balance, which we all probably think it will. But I do think this is a culture that will fight for Pittman.
So after playing Auburn, Texas A&M, and Tennessee 3 weeks in a row, September 21st, 28th, October 5th, you're going to return back from an off week with your homecoming date. That's it, right? I mean, it's either that or the Texas game, because Sam Pittman said that Arkansas fans want more for Texas to lose than they want for us to win. I mean, I'm paraphrasing here, but and that's a very classic rivalry mindset. But those two dates, both coming out of an off week, that's if a midseason move is going to happen, and it feels like it would be during one of those off weeks, Bobby Petrino takes over. And that probably means if it happens early, you've lost to Oklahoma State, and maybe you've lost all three of Auburn, Texas A&M, and Tennessee. That you are off to a 2-4 start to the season in mid-October, and somebody says it's got to happen.
I just want to point this out. Like, I know Arkansas is very good at baseball, and now they're excited to have Calipari, and maybe those things couldn't happen if they were still in the Big 12. But I mean, this team would be so much better to root for as a fan in the Big 12. More regional rivalries, a lot more competitive games. I mean, you're rolling out of bed here, and there's 4 or 5 games where you're just a massive underdog in this league. Like I don't know. Like, to me, that's not a fun existence as a fan. Just to have no shot in not a half your games, but like a third. So, but they would be really competitive in the Big 12. I think, like, not top third, but they'd be kind of around the middle.
I mean, if they go into Stillwater and get a win. Oh, by the way, I'm under. Yeah, I got this one as like Arkansas, Pine Bluff, UAB, Louisiana Tech. That's all I'll give you, because guess what? When you go to Starkville, they're trying to win that game too. It's one of the few games in SEC play that Jeff Lebby is going to have them fired up. So I've got that one as a toss-up. I've got 8 losses. So I count those up, and then all of a sudden that gets me to an under for Sam Pittman and Arkansas.
Count them up.